My name is Joe, and I'm an alcoholic, and an addict, and a bunch of other fucking things. It's September 7th, 2021. This is 100 Days Later. One man's journey through sobriety. Today is 100 days, 100. Now, I know, normally, after your 90-day celebration, you wouldn't, make a peep until you hit, 120? But I grew up collecting comic books. You know, that 100th issue was that special double-sized issue, right? Fucking supersized. Special double-sized issue. In the 70s, Marvel Comics, they had a comic book that was called Giant-Sized Man-Thing. Giant-Sized Man-Thing. Ma, I need 50 cents. I'm going to the candy store. What do you want? What are you getting that you need 50 cents for? I'm going to buy a giant-sized man thing. Oh, no, you're not. Not with my 50 cents, you're not. But 100, it's got that, if you reach your 100th birthday, God bless you. If you have the strength to blow the candles out on the cake, God bless you. If I reach my 100th birthday, I'm just going to fucking open fire. I just want the strength to pull a trigger. I'll shoot any motherfucker stupid enough to show up for that birthday celebration. It's 100 years on this fucking earth. Oh, that's it, Lord. I'm sorry. That thou shalt not kill. That's the final one. That's going out the door. I don't really know what to reflect on. I'm in a better mood now. I just had someone fucking aggravate me on the phone, which I don't need. Because my job is basically to be aggravated on the phone all day with strangers. And I got somebody I know that's got to aggravate me on the fucking phone. So I finally cursed at them and I hung up. I did the Italian thing. I cursed on them. And there's always that two choices. What would Jesus do? What would the Italian from New York do? That Italian from New York grabs the wheel out of Jesus' hand and puts the pedal to the metal way too many times. So, but I blessed myself. And I'm not even fucking joking. Look, I got holy water. I blessed myself before I started this video so I'd calm my ass down. Because no one wants to hear me rant. What am I going to reflect upon with 100 days? Has it been easy? No, some days were easy. Other times were so fucking hard, it was like every molecule in my body was screaming and craving. Like the kind of scream that would rip vocal cords. I remember the first meeting I attended was on June 15th of this year. And that's because, people are like, hey, you're getting sober. Maybe you should. And remember, my first day of sobriety is May 31st. So we're talking less than 2 weeks later. Everyone's like, hey, you should go to meetings. Go to meetings is going to help. Meetings. Fucking meetings. Oh, yeah. Fucking, I don't need a meeting. I'm an Italian from New York. It's like being the Hulk. Right? It's like being the Hulk, being from Krypton, and in my case, also being Herman Munster, all wrapped up into one. So you got all that strength, that brutality, and then you're like a big fucking lovable baby. So I'm sitting there June 15 at work. I don't even know what happened. Some occasion made me sad. And this triggered a desire for alcohol at 10:30 a.m. that was crippling. And at 10:30 a.m., I start work at 10 a.m. So I'm taking calls at 10:30 a.m. And it's like I'm in a cold sweat, literally thinking, I just literally wish I was sitting in a baby pool full of tequila right now. And I can literally, it's like I heard a fucking voice whispering in my ear saying, are you really going to go the rest of your life with never once tasting tequila on your tongue again? I could feel it. In the back of my fucking throat, that desire to taste it, right? Like the way someone can feel ice cold water on that hot summer day. You get the hose and you shove it in your mouth, and like an old cartoon. And it was literally crippling me. And I don't even like the taste of alcohol. I drank that fucking shit for the effect. It's like putting gas in the tank to get the car going. That was the gas I put in my tank to get that fucking car going as fast as I could. Until I used up all the gas, ate everything in sight, and ended up sleeping for 12 fucking hours. It was a healthy lifestyle. So I had never had that feeling before in my entire life. So I was like, oh, maybe I should go to a meeting. And that's when I went to a meeting. My first meeting, you got to be careful with these meetings. They should all be welcoming. The whole point is to welcome the newcomer. Some of these motherfuckers are like, they think they're an exclusive club. Like, remember Seinfeld when George Costanza tried to get back in that club and they cleared out and it's just the meat factory? Right? And he finds that one card on the floor to prove that it was there at one point. Some of them just want to sit in their tight little knit group and pat each other on the back for their sobriety. Like, what the fuck is that? You're supposed to be helping people. You're supposed to be bringing the message to people. They literally said, if you're new and have less than 2 weeks, we ask that you just remain quiet and watch. What? The fuck? Who to the fuck? No. That person on that first day, within their first 2 weeks, that person is the one who has to ask questions the most. Mainly, how the fuck do I do this? What the fuck do I do? And I found the good group the next night because I was like, well, that's shit. When I said I was new, this is my first meeting ever. It was like you're on Zoom, right? You got all the squares. It was like this fucking Twilight Zone Brady Bunch. Literally, all the little squares around me went looking at each other. The fuck? And then the lady at the end, she whispers, we recommend 90 meetings in 90 days. Okay. The next night, June 16th, I found my home group. All newcomers meeting. That's how it's on the internet. I said, oh, they welcome newcomers. Awesome. I get there. This is a newcomers meeting. I loved it. And then you go through that thing. Why am I here? I'm not like these fucking people. These fucking people are crazy. All right? I kept thinking, these fucking people are crazy. And within a few days, I went from thinking, these fucking people are crazy. They're insane too. Yeah, I'm going to fit right in. These are my people. I found my tribe. I'm about to sing the song of my people. And I've been going ever since. It took me over a month till I spoke. I sat there just with my big Judge Dredd lip. But I finally spoke. I don't speak every night because how many times are you going to tell the same story? I speak every night here. Tune in. Be fucking enlightened. Be entertained. A lot of it, sometimes, it's like a full moon coming up. And I'm Lon Chaney Jr. I'm Larry Talbot from The Werewolf. Right? Like, that moon's coming. And you're begging someone, chain me down. Please, you got to chain me up. You don't understand. The full moon's coming. But you get through it. And I got through it. Only with the grace of God will you get through it. So, like I always say, find your higher power. If you can't do that one thing, it's the reason it's the first step. Admitting you got a problem and that only God can take that problem away. That's the reason it's the first step. You know why you got that problem? Because you got a God-shaped hole inside of you. And we're trying to fill it with shit that don't fill that. It's not possible. Only God could fill that hole. I'm going to tell a story about the first time I ever got drunk. That's how I'm going to celebrate my 100th day. I'm not glorifying it, but I just want you to know how it started and what we were dealing with. I'm 14 years old. We're going to my aunt and uncle's house. And aunt and uncle were close. they're just really good friends of your mother and father. That was my aunt and uncles. So we're going for some fucking anniversary celebration or whatever. And these are my parents' best friends. Like the lady was my mother's maid of honor, and the guy was my father's best man, and they were the ones who introduced my parents to each other. And with the way my parents loved each other, I don't know how they still looked at these people like they were best friends and didn't have a hit put out on them. But that's a story for another day. So we go there, and there's kids my age. It's fucking big. It's one of those hour drives where when you're a kid and you think an hour drive, you're like, are we still in America? Where are we? Is this France? Is this still Earth? You know, it's extravagant. An hour drive. Grandma only lives 15 minutes away. And the other grandma only lives 20 minutes away. An hour drive? An hour and 20 minutes? Where the fuck did we go? So there's other kids there my age. And they're like, hey, we're having beer. You want some beer? And they're fucking taking beer right out of the keg, this big ass fucking keg. I had never had beer before in my entire life. But I was a goody two shoes. I'm still a bit of a goody two shoes. It's called being polite. So I went to my mother and father. I said, Ma, the other kids is having beer. Can I have some beer? I remember my parents looking at each other like this. Okay, go ahead. Enjoy yourself. The chains were off. I was allowed to consume an adult alcoholic beverage. 5 minutes later, it's like the graveyard scene from Return of the Living Dead. Do you want to party? It's party time! I'm fucking nude dancing on someone's grave. No, that's the girl in the movie. But, yeah. Here's how the night ended. The night ended. We're in my father's Cadillac. My father always had a big-ass Cadillac. This is the 70s. No, this was early 80s. Right. Maybe 80. I gotta figure out my age and do some fucking math. I'm like Barbie. Me and math, we never got along, you know. So it's time to go. And as we're driving away, I'm hanging out the back window of the Cadillac, screaming and waving, I love you guys! I'm gonna miss you guys! You guys are fucking great! I love you! And my mother and father are in the front seat of the car. My father's driving, and the two of them are laughing fucking hysterically. And I remember my mother turning towards my father and saying, we got a drinker, Mike. We got a drinker. Now, why did they let me drink? I had a brother that was 7 years older than me, my brother Michael. And the time he wanted to drink, they did the same thing. And he went and drank wine. And he was a teenager at the time, so 7-year difference. I don't even think I was 10 yet. I remember waking up the next morning, and we had felt tiles on the bedroom wall, because me and him shared a bedroom. Felt tiles, they're different colored, like checkered. This is the horrendous fucking stylings of the 70s. Felt tiles? Who does that? When we finally peeled that off the wall and just put paint, I was so fucking happy. But so anyway, I look up, and next to my bed on the felt tiles is a fucking puke stain coming down that missed my head by that much. He drank, got sick to his guts, and did the, I'm never going to do it again. This is horrible. I'm never going to drink again. I don't think he ever did. That wasn't his poison of choice. So now I think it's recording again. I think I fucked it up. Whatever. I'll edit it together. No, his poison was drugs. I didn't do drugs because of him. I did alcohol. But my parents should have known, because when I was a little baby, like my head, like high to the, I got a desk right here. My head was like, you know, when your head's high, like the dining room table, that's how high it is. They had cigars. My father brought home cigars. I said, well, can I have a cigar? They gave each other the same look. Yeah, go ahead, have the cigar. They lit the cigar, right? I'm puffing the fucking cigar like George Burns. Mike, get the cigar from him. My mother in panic. I'm running with the fucking cigar. So it became a comedy routine, like slapstick. They finally pulled the cigar away from me. I remember my mother turning to my father. Mike, we have a smoker. So they should have known they had the drinker coming as well, but they must have forgot that one. And that was the first exposure to alcohol and being inebriated. That decades later, you know, that fun little thing becomes like, you know, it becomes that demon in the bottle. And you think you control it. You can control it. But you know what? The truth is, you know, like that episode in The Twilight Zone with the Howling Man, the monastery that locked up the devil. And this jackass sets the devil free. And then he spends his life and he catches the devil and he locks him up. And you see it's about to end with another jackass about to let him out. And then Rod Serling comes in and he says, ancient proverb, you can catch the devil, but you can't hold on to him for long. And that's anyone who thinks they can control this. Yeah, some people can. They have the natural ability. You know, most people never weighed over 1,000 pounds. I'm at 420 now. I think I haven't weighed myself. Last time I weighed myself, I got a weigh-in coming soon. I was 425. I've lost over 100 pounds so far. At one point, I was over 1,000 pounds. Easy. I need to lose another 125, probably, maybe 150. The 150's pushing it because I got big fucking bones. Look at these Hulk hands. And the last time I got down to 275, when I was working at the church, one of the priests came up and says, Joe, you got to stop losing weight. I said, but yeah, I'm only 275. I weighed 232 once. They said, but you don't look healthy. And I look back on photos now, I didn't, because I have this massive fucking, you know, frame. Like Godzilla's bones. They're going to fucking build a fucking Mecha Joe, the Mecha Godzilla, off of me someday. So I don't know if this video recorded the whole thing. I don't know what happened. But this is 100 days later. It wasn't easy, but at times it was easy. At times it was heartbreaking. There's been ups and downs like you don't believe. Especially recent events. A week ago, I'm devastated. Today, I'm thinking, you know, you chose to remove yourself from my life, and a week later, God's removing you from my heart. And that makes me sad. Because you don't want to grow cold against somebody. I'd rather have someone in my heart where I love them to death than them not be there and I just don't care. Right? Then it's like that verse in the Bible. You're neither hot nor cold. You're lukewarm, so I'm spitting you out. So that's sad. But there's moments of joy. You watch this video, feel some joy. And that's it. My name's Joe. I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober for 100 days. I've been dieting longer than that. That was the first beast that had to be put under control. Then the booze was the second demon that had to be put under control. There could be another one. I haven't mentioned it yet if there is. Right now, that's between me, God, and the devil. So, but I'm sure we'll talk about that too someday. Anyway, I love everyone. That's all I want to do is love everyone. I want to keep you all in my heart. Every single one of you. I don't want God to remove you from my heart. I don't want to grow cold and indifferent towards you. I don't want to be lukewarm towards you. I'd rather you be in my heart and I have a fire burning for you. But life happens. I have my old saying, you could adopt it if you want to. Life happens whether you want it to or not. That encompasses the good and that encompasses the bad. So, good night, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. As Tiny Tim says, God bless us all, everyone.